Hey crafty friends, it's Joy here for Honeybee Stamps, and today's card has a lot of stenciling and it is a fun shaker card. So I've started off by die cutting my Lovely Layers party hat from white cardstock, and I'm just going to do some quick ink blending on the back. I am using yellow, pink, purple, and turquoise color or teal color, and I'm just giving a light ink blending, letting the colors just overlap a little. This is going to create our background because there is a coordinating stencil for the Lovely Layers party hat, and it's called It's a Party Stencil. So I believe that there's 4 different designs for the hat, 3 or 4. And so I'm going to use the star design, but we're also going to use some lunar paste to add a little extra something to this party hat. It's going to give it a little shimmer, shine, and a fun pattern. So here is that stencil. There's 4 designs. So I'm adding a little bit of tape behind my hat here on each side, and I'm going to lay my stencil down. I was actually deciding between the stars and the polka dots, and I opted to go with the stars. I am going to be using the No Chill lunar paste. That's the color No Chill. It's a fun, pretty blue color. And I'm just going to use a little bit and stencil over those hearts. And this stencil is slightly bigger than the die, so it's not like this perfect lining up, which is kind of nice. Once I'm done stenciling, I will wash everything off really quick because I don't want this lunar paste to stick to my stencil or to my palette knife. But I'm going to pull this back, and then we can see how cute this turned out, especially on that colorful background. Aren't those stars fun? Okay, now for our A2 size background, we are going to be using the, oh no, excuse me. This is the It's a Party stencil. I misspoke at the beginning. The Lovely Layers party hat has a coordinating stencil, but it's not called It's a Party stencil. That's what this is, and I believe there are 6 stencils in this. I am using 4 colors, the same 4 colors for that background of that hat, and I am just starting with stencil 1 and just working down with my colors. When I add my stencil number 2, I'm going to mix up the colors a little bit. So it ends up just being this really fun, colorful background without having to stencil each specific piece at one time. I am just letting the colors kind of overlap each other in some areas, and so you get a little mixture of colors, and I'm just trying to alternate the 4 colors of ink between the 6 stencils the best that I can. It does not have to be perfect, and it turned out so cute. It makes such fun patterned paper, and this is going to be the background to our shaker. Now, Honeybee Stamp's new celebration release, which is where all of these products are from, also has A2 sized shaker pockets, which is what we're going to use to create this fun shaker card. So that's why we're creating this really fun background. So as you can see, I'm just kind of trying to alternate my colors, but look at how fun and colorful it is already. And I'm just lining up my stencils. You can kind of pick a little spot where you'll see the next stencil goes because the stencil is larger. It's a 6x6 stencil. But I was able to line everything up nicely. Just again, mixing up my colors, kind of seeing an area that maybe doesn't have so much of one color, then I can add that color. And like I said, I'm working between 4 colors, a yellow, a pink, a purple, and a teal, or a turquoise. Let's finish up this little section. I'm going to go with the pink at the top, then we've got some purple. So this background has stars and presents and candles, flowers, cake, pieces of cake, whole cake, cupcakes, party hats. So a little, the little party blower things. I can't remember what they're called, but super cute. What a fun set of stencils. And I believe this is the last one here, but look at how colorful this is. So imagine any color combination that you would want to create your own patterned paper would be so easy to do with the stencil. So I'm going to start with the yellow on the top. We'll bring in some of that turquoise. Then we have our purple, and then we will finish up with our pink. And then we have this really awesome background. Now I'm going to start off by scoring the sides. These have the adhesive that's going to fold behind our card panel. So I want to score those first. It's just going to make it easier once I have my card panel inside. But I did realize I needed to trim my card panel down just a little bit. That way it just would slide in easy and the paper wouldn't make the shaker plastic bow out if it was too big. So just the tiniest bits. Then I'm going to slide that in, making sure that everything looks good on the front, and I am going to start peeling the adhesive, except for the top. You'd want to leave the top open, that way you can add all of your fun shaker bits. So I have the one side. I'm going to hold my paper down flat while I peel back my release paper, and then I'm just using my bone folder to get nice good adhesion. Then in my stash I have some fun glitter that we're going to use to put inside. I really like this fun shaker glitter, and I'm just picking some similar colors to pop in here. And then we have all this fun shaker. Now I will say the glitter does like to stick to the front of the acetate. I actually like that look, but if that's something you don't like, if you want all your shaker bits to fall to the bottom, I would say don't use glitter. Then I'm going to peel off that other top piece and fold that down. Now there's also a protective film on the front, so I'm going to gently use my pokey tool here and peel that off, and then we have our background shaker. It's so fun. Let's finish making our party hat. So here's some of the other dies. There's 4 pieces to this die here. This is going to be the bottom of the party hat. So there's 4 layering pieces because again, this is a Lovely Layers die. I'm using my same 4 colors, and then for the little ball on top of the hat, there's actually 5 pieces to that. So I've die cut all of this from white cardstock. These little pieces I just left in my cardstock because it was much easier to ink blend when they were all sitting in there. So I'm going to start by ink blending these guys here. I've got, since there's 5, I decided to do 2 of the colors in the turquoise teal color because that's my favorite color, and then again with the yellow, pink, and purple. Now that those are done being ink blended, and you saw how easy that was, I'm just going to use some liquid glue, starting with the largest piece in the back and working my way down to the smallest piece. And that's how these lovely layers go. And I'm just kind of alternating so it looks a bit full. Same with this one. I'm starting with the largest die cut piece in the back and then working my way down to the smallest. So the first 3 are all hooked together. The last one is all of those little individual pieces that I can just pop in place, adding a little bit of liquid glue, and that is done. Now I'm going to add some dots of glue to the back of this and adhere this at the bottom, and then we can adhere that little fluff ball at the top. And I just think the color of this is so fun. And I love that lunar paste on the background. Now this is something I should have done before I put my shaker card together. I wasn't even thinking about my sentiment, but this is from the Big Bold Birthday stamp set. There is a coordinating die. I'm going to be stamping on the acetate, and so with that you have to use a StazOn ink, and I'm using StazOn Jet Black because it adheres to plastic. Any other ink is just going to sit on top and not dry, and it will smear and it will be horrible. But I do need to stamp this up twice, so I'm really making sure everything is nice and straight in my MISTI. But I should have done this ahead of time. It did work out fine because I was able to smush down my plastic all the way down, but that is something to do first. Then I did adhere the hat to the front of my card with a little bit of liquid adhesive and tape runner like I'm doing back here, because both adhesive will really hold down with that plastic. And I'm going to finish this off adding a few Celebration Pearl stickers to the little fluff ball on the top and the little fluff balls on the bottom. And here is our cute shaker card with that fun stenciled background, our stenciled hat, and using that fun shaker. Thank you guys so very much for stopping by and watching. I hope you enjoyed this project, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day.